Welcome everybody. Welcome to our 8th grade move-up night, our course selection fair, and our open house. If you're joining us tonight, you might just be a community member that wants to learn more about Scituate High School. You might be a current 8th grader who attends Scituate Middle School and is learning more about our high school and what it means to be at Scituate High School next year. Or maybe you don't live in Scituate and you live in a surrounding town or city in Rhode Island and you're thinking about applying for one of our 4 RIDE-approved CTE academies. So without further ado, my name is Mr. Hassel. I'm the principal of Scituate High School. I am in my 5th year as principal here. I was a graduate of Scituate High School as well. We have a really great evening for you tonight. As you can see, we have a whole panel of students. I'd like to introduce some other adults joining us tonight. So our assistant principal, Colleen Johnson. Welcome, Ms. Johnson. Do you want to say a few words, Ms. Johnson?
No, I'm just looking forward to the night. Thank you, Mr. Hassel.
No problem. And this night would not have been possible without the hard work of Ms. Shannon Donovan. She is our CTE director, our STEAM coordinator. She was a science teacher in the district for many years. She started our robotics clubs and our engineering program. I think she might even wash cars on the weekends. I'm not even sure. She does everything, fixes our mascot. So Ms. Donovan, thank you for organizing and helping us tonight.
My pleasure. I'm really excited to hear from our students. The stories that they tell are always very powerful. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And if folks have any questions about CTE specific things later on this evening, Mr. Hassel and Mrs. Johnson and I will be in the breakout room that's specific for CTE. And you can find that link on the webpage. So thanks.
Thank you. So we're actually going to hand things off to one of our seniors. We have a couple seniors on the screen tonight joining us, and they're going to tell you about their story and their time here at Scituate High School. I asked Dominic Waherso to facilitate tonight's student panel. I'm going to brag and embarrass about Dominic for now. We found out recently that Dominic was just accepted into Columbia University, among other high schools. And he just actually placed 3rd in a national photography competition, and he was featured in the Valley Breeze last week. So congratulations to Dominic. And Dominic, why don't you introduce yourself and then take things from here?
Hi, so yeah, that was a really great introduction from Mr. Hassel. I always get a little bit embarrassed when people brag about me, but all of that was possible because of the support my school community gave me, because of my friends, because of my teachers. And the only reason why I'm going to be attending one of the best universities is because of the community at Scituate. And I think that's been integral to my experience. So I know a few of you that are on the Zoom call tonight are probably 8th graders, worried about high school, don't really know what's going to happen, don't really have a clear picture of what your future is going to be. And I was in the exact same position a few years ago. But today we're going to have a few stories from some students, and you guys are going to get to learn a little bit more about Scituate and feel more comfortable about the community you possibly might become part of. So yeah, so as Mr. Hassel said, I'm going to reintroduce myself. Dominic, I'm a 12th grader, and I'm not part of any CTE programs, but I have done a lot of classes that were part of the CTE programs, and it's honestly been really incredible dabbling in all these different fields. So yeah. And then I'm going to pass it off to Aria to introduce herself, and go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Aria, and I am a sophomore. I'm involved in the biomedical pathway. I'm in HOSA Club. I play for the girls soccer team. I'm also vice president of the sophomore class. If you have any interest in the medical field, I would definitely recommend the biomedical pathway and HOSA Club. You have so many opportunities to really get involved, meet people, see what you're interested in, and see what you may want to do further on in your life.
And then I'm going to pass it off to Ethan.
Hi, I'm Ethan Carlson. I'm a 12th grader. I'm a part of the computer science pathway. I've learned a lot of cool things from the computer science pathway. There's this wonderful program called App Inventor that kind of introduced me to making apps, sent me off to my software engineering path in life. And yeah, the computer science pathway offers a lot of incredible stuff that a lot of other schools wouldn't normally offer.
Leah, you can go ahead.
Hi, my name is Leah Tabor, and I'm a senior this year. Hopefully next year I'm going to study political science in Boston. I've taken a few different elective courses from the different CTE pathways, but the one I've been most involved in is computer science. And I'm also the captain of our cross country and track teams.
Bella, you can go ahead.
Hi everyone, my name is Bella O'Brien. I've been the class president of the 2023 class for 2 years now. I was involved in the chorus last year, which I recommend 100%. Everyone is so supportive and the community is great. I decided to take the child development class this year, which is very great for kids who are interested in being teachers or maybe like childcare or human service related occupations. It basically focuses on the development of a child physically, intellectually, socially, and emotionally, and I recommend it completely.
Joey, you can go ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Joey Del Santo. I'm a senior. I'm a chorus member and the president of the Music Department Council. I'm also the president of the Student Council. I'm really involved with music, and I do a lot of things in the music department. I do graphic design for their programs and their advertisements. So I really love that I'm able to do so many different things within that department, and it's such a great community, and I highly recommend it.
Talia, take it away.
Hi guys, I'm Talia San Angelo and I'm a senior. I am captain of the girls tennis, basketball, and softball team here at Scituate. And I've been this is my last year. I'm gonna finish the Entrepreneurship Academy. And in that academy, there's DECA Club, which is so much fun. And I'm currently the vice president, and it's just a great way to like find something you're good at.
Maura, you can go.
Hi everyone, I'm Maura Pendergast. I'm the freshman class president. I play tennis, basketball, and softball, and I am in the Biomed Academy. And just a few months ago, I was an 8th grader, and I would just like to say, if you have an interest in one of these academies, just do it. It's the best decision I made. Biomed is my favorite class right now, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do in the future, but it's really given me a lot of options and like shown me what I can do.
Jack, you can take it away.
Hi guys, I'm Jack Campbell. I'm a senior at Scituate High School, and I'm in the engineering pathway. And it basically helped me narrow down my choices of what engineering I want to go into. I either want to do civil or electrical engineering, and I've applied to Wentworth Institute of Technology, URI, and Roger Williams to pursue that career. And like
Oh, Jack, looks like you lost your audio there. I don't know what happened. Your audio stopped. Can you hear us, Jack? All right, Jack, we'll come back to you. We're going to go to another student and then we'll come back.
Yeah, we'll come right back. Nevaeh, you can go next.
Hi, I'm Nevaeh Tessier. I'm actually out of district. I used to go to Johnston and I came to Scituate. I'm a junior. I'm a cheerleader for the last 3 years, hopefully continuing. I do the biomedical pathway, and if any of you 8th graders are nervous about it, I suggest you take any pathway because they're all really good and they're all really good teachers that teach them, and yeah.
And then Emma, you can go.
Hi, my name is Emma Laplante, and I'm a junior at Scituate High School, and I'm a part of the basketball and volleyball team. I'm also the class vice president, and I personally just love Scituate so much because of the family it creates. So one of my favorite moments being at Scituate was during our division championship, which I think some of you were at. playing on the court and looking into the stands and seeing everyone that loves you, like the teachers, all the students. It's just a great environment to be at.
Last but not least, Julian.
Hi, I'm Julian. I'm part of the biomedical pathway. I'm the secretary of the HOSA club, which is great. There's so many opportunities that they offer. This summer recently, I went to, well, it was supposed to be in Washington, D.C., but it ended up being virtual. This like medical oriented seminar, and I learned a lot about just like medical field, and it would happen if I wasn't in that Scituate. There's just so many great like opportunities that they offer.
Okay, with the next question. Oh yeah, Mr. Hassel, go ahead.
Before you do that, just a couple thoughts. Thank you to our panelists. We had a couple students mention some of our newer courses. So on top of the four RIDE-approved CTE programs, computer science, entrepreneurship, engineering, and biomedical. How could I forget biomedical? We have piloted this year, and they've been really successful, an education pathway. So we are, and Bella, I think you said you were enrolled in that, correct? Yep.
Yeah.
And we plan to roll out a brand new course for kind of year 2 of that. We also have been, this year we piloted a Project Lead the Way course, kind of embedded within our engineering course called Computer Integrated Manufacturing. Next year, we're rolling out a drone course. So if you'd like to know more about that, you can certainly click on Ms. Donovan's link tonight and learn more about that drone course. So just some kind of up and coming courses that we're going to be rolling out next year.
So we, from all the students you heard, there's a really diverse array of interests and passions and involvement. And so before entering high school or Scituate High School, what kind of advice would you give your 8th grade self? So I can start. My number one advice would be throw yourself into your interest. I think at the beginning of freshman year, I had this idea that I had to do things that were, I don't know, aligned with this like preconceived notion I had about like what a good student was. And as I went through Scituate, I realized that you can really develop and foster your own individual interest, and the school will support you. And I think that's something that I wish my 8th grade self would have known, is that like really involve yourself into the things you love, create new clubs, take classes that you're interested in, do the best you can. And I think that's where that's how you're going to be the most successful in this environment, because there's a lot of leniency in the teachers and the faculty. They give you a lot of options to explore things that you would have not necessarily known. Like, of course, we have these outline courses and outline clubs, but there's so many opportunities for you to work in collaboration with the people at our school community to create new things, to create new pathways, to create new avenues. And I think that's something that they should really understand before coming to Scituate. And I wish my 8th grade self knew that. I think, you know, we look at the curriculum, we're like, oh, this is like super hardcore, this and that. And I think we have to realize that this is a really special community because it is so small and you have so much flexibility. So yeah, that's what I wish I knew when I was in 8th grade. And then I'll pass it off to Aria.
Similar to what Dom said, I would also tell my 8th grade self and other 8th graders to just get involved. There's many chances like sports teams, clubs, pathways to get involved, meet people, figure out what you're interested in. Even if you're not the best athlete, there's JV teams. Like you can try host a club for 1 year, and if you don't love it, you can try Deco Club the next year. You can really see what you like, what best suits you, and what kind of like person you are, and what you may want to do in college and the rest of your life.
Ethan, you can go up.
Apart from working hard in school, the biggest piece of advice I'd give to my 8th grade self is to practice what you're passionate about. It's important to stay on top of your work at school, but if you say have a budding passion in like art or computer science, it's best to like draw like frequently or start tinkering around with certain coding languages just to help foster that interest and get you ready if you want to pursue that interest professionally.
Leah, you're up next.
I would probably tell my 8th grade self to go more outside of my comfort zone. I think there are so many amazing classes and clubs and opportunities that Scituate offers that I was too shy to get involved in, or I thought they wouldn't be for me. I know freshman year I thought about taking computer science and then thought that maybe that's not for me, and I so wish I would have taken it and gotten involved in the pathway sooner than I had.
Bella, you're up next.
My advice to my 8th grade self would be to not stress about anything. There's a lot of pathways and a lot of classes that you can take, which are all amazing, but don't stress about not knowing which one you have to pick, because you don't have to pick one. And the whole entire high school experience is really about finding out who you are as a student and who you are as a person. And there's just so many opportunities that you can always be constantly getting involved in.
Joey, you're up next.
So similar to what Bella said, I would tell my 8th grade self that if you have an interest, just go for it. Try classes that you think you're interested. If you have a subject that you think you might want to pursue or a passion, just do it. We have a lot of classes here, and what's really great is you don't have to be in that pathway. You can if you want to, but you can also experiment and try to find yourself in high school. That's what high school is really all about.
Talia, you're up next.
Honestly, I would just tell myself like not to freak out. I know we have a lot being thrown at us right now, like, oh, do I take this pathway? Do I take this class? Don't worry. It's like it'll all flow. It's so easygoing, especially with our Scituate community. There's teachers, there's older students. Everyone will be there to help you. So like just relax.
Maura.
I'm with Bella and a lot of the other ones. Don't stress about anything. Every choice you make, like nothing's wrong. You have so many opportunities, and I know you have heard a million times how small Scituate is. But with being small, you have so many opportunities and sports teams, clubs, anything. And I was an 8th grader a few months ago, and I would just say push yourself. Take all the opportunities you can, like honors classes. It's like it's been the best decision for me.
Nevaeh.
I would agree with Talia. Like, don't be nervous about it. Just go for it. But I would have told my 8th grade self to like not be nervous. Like, just go into things that you normally think that you wouldn't have. Get yourself into clubs and groups and sports. So you just have like a surrounding like family around you. I mean, the whole school is like a family towards you anyway. But being
All right, I don't think we're
Okay.
getting back right now.
Yeah, okay, Emma, you can go.
I would have told my 8th grade self to, if you're on the fence of trying out for a sports team or joining a club, I would do it, because like sports, especially, even if you're not the best athlete, there's JV, and it just brings you and it makes you meet so many more people, and especially older kids. It's just great to know them, and I would do it.
And then Julianne.
I would probably tell my 8th grade self to ask questions. I know it can be kind of intimidating to like ask like older kids or like guidance or teachers any questions you may have about pathways, but it will really like allow you to like get more information about like what you possibly might want to go into and make the right choice.
Nevaeh, I know your internet was kind of breaking up there, but we were proud to call you one of our very first CTE students. Nevaeh joined us from another town for our biomedical program. Do you want to talk very quick about like that transition from another town into Scituate?
So I came from Johnston. I mean, I mentioned that, but just in case no one else heard. So coming from Johnston to Scituate was, I mean, a big change because one, the people in Scituate are like different than from the people in Johnston. It's also a lot smaller, so I guess it's easier in a certain way. Everyone at Scituate is just like so like loving and caring, and it's like a family. And it was just so much better than, it was a different setting. I'm not gonna trash things, but I like Scituate. It was very good. I'd suggest if you were coming from a different town to do it. It is great. I'm going to Scituate.
So you got some incredible advice from these students. And the thing about it is when you're hearing the advice from them, they've lived it, they've experienced the entire process, they know what they're talking about. And it's true. I mean, Scituate has this like very specific community that you probably won't get anywhere else. And these opportunities, because it's so small that a lot of schools don't afford you, you create really personal connections with your teachers. You create really personal connections with your administration. And I think that's something that's indispensable. So our third question tonight is, why should someone choose Scituate High School? For me, the reason why I chose Scituate High School is because it's the perfect mix of a traditional high school with the characteristics of a school that really enables students to like be creative and explore passions. I think that's been something that's been super important for me, especially in high school. I actually, my freshman year I was at Scituate, then I transferred for a single semester to the Met, and then I actually transferred back to Scituate because I wanted to try something new and change it up. And what I realized is that Scituate has this perfect combination of what the Met offered, which was all these internships, but it didn't have the rigor, the academic rigor. It didn't have the foundation of like high school that you need to prepare yourself for college. I think that's something that was really important for me when I was thinking about my future. Since freshman year, I mean, my family came to the US because we wanted my brother and I to have really good education. And so part of it was really wanting to balance both things. And I think Scituate gave me that perfect balance that I was looking for. And I don't think a lot of other high schools would be able to give you that similar balance of being part of clubs. And what was really great too is that their clubs are built into your schedule. I think a lot of other schools don't necessarily have your clubs built into your schedule, and you kind of have to go out of your way and add extra time into your day. And I think it's super nice that you're able to be part of this mini community that you choose to be part of during the day, and that there's time allotted towards that. And I think that's been really great. And I think Scituate does not get enough credit for the amazing academics and the amazing teachers that they have here. So that's why I would definitely choose Scituate all over again. And Aria, you can go next, sorry.
I would tell students to choose Scituate High School because it's a very small but very close community. Everyone knows each other and is there for each other, whether it's students in your grade, upperclassmen, teachers, the principals. Everyone's like there for each other. You have support, and I really believe that you're seen by everyone, and it's just a very nice community. You go to sports events and you see so many faces that you know. You go to other kinds of events and you just feel seen, and I really love it here.
Ethan, you're up next.
So I didn't necessarily choose to go to Scituate, but I definitely have been given many reasons to stay at Scituate. I originally attended Cranston High School East, a school in Cranston, obviously. And compared to Scituate High School, it's kind of shadowed. Like Scituate High School offers so many amazing facilities. The building itself is in nigh pristine condition. There's so many more classes than Cranston East had. Like the computer science classes there were like, okay, here's how you use Microsoft Word. But the computer science classes here, I've actually learned new things, and I don't think Cranston East offers nearly as many opportunities to develop your interests and your passions as Scituate High School does. So, yeah.
Leah, you're up next.
I think the main reason I have enjoyed my time at Scituate High School is because we have so many incredible teachers. Nearly everyone I've had has been so dedicated and helpful, and they're all really funny, and they really care about getting to know us personally as well as our future goals. And I personally have felt like I can always depend on them to support me every step of the way with my education and life and whatever's going on. And I'd also like to add that our administrators are so accessible and so friendly. I remember how after I'd only been in Scituate for a couple days, Mr. Hassel already knew me personally by name. And even during hybrid learning, we always see him and Mrs. Johnson laughing and talking with students in the hallways. And the entire staff just creates a really supportive atmosphere for the students.
Bella, you're up next.
Adding on to what Leah said, the students also are just so supportive, and it's amazing because the upperclassmen, I remember when I was an 8th grader and transitioning into my freshman year, I felt so welcomed by all the upperclassmen. I felt like instead of it being separate classes, freshman, sophomore, we were all one big family. And it's just really important. Like when you're picking a school, you really want to make sure that you feel supported by a lot of people there. And that's what Scituate can give you.
So we only have 2 more minutes left. So I'm going to have the rest of the panelists give us like a 1-sentence answer. Sorry about that. Joey, you're up next.
Scituate is the perfect combination of opportunity and a small community.
Beautiful. Talia?
You'll never get this feeling at this school anywhere else. This community is like beyond anything you'll ever experience.
Maura?
Why wouldn't you choose Scituate? We have top-notch academics and athletics, and it's just the best choice.
Nevaeh?
Loving and supporting staff and students.
Emma?
I love Scituate the most because of the class sizes. They're really small, and so you get to really know your teachers and other students.
And last but not least, Julianne?
There's just so many connections that you make, like with your teachers, with your fellow classmates, and all the staff. It's just great.
So on behalf of the panelists, I wanted to thank you all for coming to join us and listening to our stories and our advice and our small, our 2 cents. I really hope that you end up coming to Scituate and choosing to be part of our little community. And I'm going to pass it off to Mr. Hassel.
Thank you so much. So I know no one can hear anyone, but let's just have an awesome round of applause for our panelists tonight because you guys were amazing. This was unrehearsed. And as special as all of you are, I know that I could have really picked any of the 400 students here and they would have said similar things. So thank you, students. You're amazing. You're what makes our school community special. Thank you so much. So people out there listening, if you'd like to go ahead and click on that, the website link, you will now have an interactive evening. Our high school staff are waiting for you in department Zoom webinars. You're able to use the chat feature to interact with those teachers, learn about the school, ask questions, and go have fun. We're available for questions all night as well. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to our students.